another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today I'll be discussing chapter 14. I'll be going over it, and in chapter 14, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with making decisions with the if-else statement, right? So when you need to make an either or yes, no decision, the if-else statement is your best friend. In this chapter you learn how to use an if-else statement to create and navigate choices in JavaScript programs. So this is an example of an if-else. How many pizzas do you want? What kind of pizzas? Where do you live? Is it your birthday? Yes. And for your order, you get a free delivery. Your total is $10. So Boolean Logic. In chapter 9, you talk about JavaScript's comparison operators and show you how they work in the JavaScript Super Calculator. Let's briefly review the comparison operators here. The equality operators are equal to and exactly equal to. The difference between the two is that the double equals will convert values between different types. For example, if you compare 3 with 3, the operator will say that they're equal, while the triple equals operator will say they aren't. Triple equals operator is called a strict equality operator. Remember that you always use strict equality operator in order to avoid bugs. The not equal operators are formally formed by putting an exclamation point before the equality operator to tell you whether two values are different or not. Sorry about that. I was meant to decrease my screen. So as you heard from me before, the equality, so the equality operator, what it does is it pretty much converts data types. But if the numbers are the same but the data types are different, so consider those numbers to be equal. Whereas strictly equality operator will pretty much take 3 and 3 with inverted commas and say they're not equal. Non-equal operators are performed by putting the exclamation point before the equality operator to tell you whether the two values are different. Strict not equal operator compares values without converting their type, and the not equal operator converts between data types before comparing. Remember that you always use the strict not equal operator before. You need to use it to avoid bugs. Greater than and less than. Greater than and less than operators compare with numeric values. Remember that the greater than and less than operators look like alligators. And the alligators want to eat the large number. If the mouth of the alligator is open toward the large number, the result will be true. Greater than or equal and less than or equal. The greater than or equal and less than or equal operators work the same as the greater than or less than operators, except that they also return true if the values are equal to each other. The greater than or equal and less than or equal operators are formed by putting an equal sign to the right or greater than or less than operator to the right of the greater than or less than operators. So this is pretty much the operators, the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to operators look like. So as you can see, the 3 is seen as greater than 4, also that's false, so it will be returned as false. 4 is greater than 4 or equal to 4, return as true. 4 is greater than or equal to 2, returns true. So the same thing here, 3 is less than or equal to 3, true. 3 is less than or equal to 4, true. 4 is less than or equal to 3, returns false. So this is pretty much like an if statement within sub, because like an if-else statement, because if it's not, if 4 is not equal, if let's say for example, if 3 is not less than 3, move on to the else, which is like the equal sign instead of like the greater than or less than arrow. not greater than or and not less than. So use the operator. So this is what it checks here. So as you can see here in this table, you can see what these operators mean. So triple equal signs exactly equal to double equal. So as you can see here, man. Then you got your if else statement looks like this. If else, var language prompt, what language do you speak? If language equals JavaScript, wait, let's talk JavaScript else. I don't know what you're seeing. So that's what it is, and then you got another one. Right. So you got an if else statement, right? So your variables language, right? And then equals prompt, what language you speak. So this prompt, the prompt is pretty much a display of the string. Prompt, like, make sure that, sorry for that, I was distracted, sorry. So the prompt pretty much makes sure that you'll be able to see a displayed string on your web page. So the string that you can see as a prompt on your web page, what language do you speak? If language equals JavaScript, great, let's talk about JavaScript else. Or I don't know what you're seeing, man. It's an alert prompt, that's what you got here. Then single word operators. If you type in JavaScript correctly, statement with the if execute display and mysterious message. JavaScript speakers only. If you enter any other JavaScript statement, then else what execute so that different message will display. It's ready to meet you. If it speaks JavaScript, in combining comparisons to logical operators. So yeah. So let's say for example you got and. So what having two ampersands does is it makes sure that both sides, the left side and the right side, the ampersands are true. Let's say for example they both need to be true in order for your overall statement to be true. So delivery price is exactly equal to right? And then your order price needs to be like greater than 10. If your delivery price equals 0, else delivery price. So that else variable delivery price equals 5. So if order price is greater than like 10, that means less than 10 pizzas, then delivery price be 0. Otherwise, if you order more than 10, your delivery price would be like 5. Then use your AND statements, right? Delivery price, anytime order price, birthday, yes. So so these two columns on OR, so it pretty much gives you an option of like if you got the Boolean or not. So delivery any town and order price, or your birthday, yes. So it gives you an option between the combined operators or the Boolean conditions, the birthday was yes or no. Then whichever comes, if you've variable delivery price be 0, else variable delivery price 5. So what the rest of the book's gonna be doing is gonna be going over the stuff for like the formulas and the codes, for your code. I got that already. So yeah, let's do this. Let's get there. So chapter 14.html, shift, exclamation mark, enter, doc type, HTML head. So you got your meta chart set, meta link, pizzeria value, use conditional statements. My name here. It's my name, bro. It's my pizzeria right there, man. So if your title for your web page, you wanted to see a pizzeria of Xabendlini, right? Link, relation, style sheet, href. So so CSS CSS pretty much refers to my refers to the way everything looks, on my HTML. So CSS actually beautifies my front end. So that's what it does. Link relation style sheet chapter 14.css head body. Then I got my heading with JavaScript pizzeria. Let me make it double. How many pieces do you want? Input type number, ID, number, pieces. So the reason why we add IDs is because we want to make sure when we put in adding functions that we're working with, you'll be able to refer to IDs in our JS. On our JS. So label BR. So what BR does is add spaces between like the labels. So BR, what kind of pizza, with ID, option value, cheese, option value. So what option value does is it creates operators that give options to choose from. So as you can see, option values will equal to this. Like, it's all like a switch case equals the switch case or drop down. Switch case. Cheese pepperoni. How many pizzas do you want? Chapter 14.css. Right? Make sure that this style sheet for the relations for CSS refers to like style sheet on your web page is this. And then the href for your style sheet will be chapter 14.css. Option value cheese pepperoni, select label, BR, label, where do you live, select ID, delivery, city, any. Sacramento, Beverly Hills. So that's what we've got here, man. So that's what we're seeing with, So where do you live? ID, select label BR. Is it your birthday's ID, birthday option value, yes or no? What type of dough do you really want? Thickness, option value, thick or thin. So it gives you options, same thing, switch case, but let's say if we got a boolean, yes or no, button type, button ID, place order button, div ID, display total. So what this does is it actually correlates, so div ID, so here your total will be, displayed. So the reason why we got IDs and HTML is because when you want to add functions to our HTML or front page via our back end, then we'll be able to, man. So yeah, that's why we create IDs. Get in by ID place order. So adding events listener for the button that we have. Just place order. So place order is there. So you got the ID for that, man. So yeah. So every time you click this button, the event listener allows us to have a case where every time you click the place order button, which is the name of the button, the writings in white is the name of the button, then you'll be able to place our order, man. Add event listener, click, gets form values, calculates price, produces output. So for our functions to actually work, we need to add variables first so that we'll be able to refer to them when we add functions. And so variable number, pizzas, type pizza, thickness, delivery city, birthday. Document get in by ID, number pizzas value, document get in by ID, type pizza value, document get in by ID, thickness value, get in by ID, delivery city, that value, document get in by ID, birthday value. Order price, calculate price, number pizza, type pizza, delivery price, calculate delivery, order price, delivery price, birthday, price for the pizza equals calculate thickness, variable output, thank you for the order. If delivery price strict equal operator 0, get free delivery else. As you can see, we got an if else statement there. So the output plus equal to your delivery cost is. So what this does is the equal sign for what we have here. Make sure that what we've got here, right, remains the same. The value that you've got already remains the same. What the additional sign does is it adds that value. So these work hand in hand to make sure to communicate to the computer. Not only must it retain the original value that it had before, but must also add on to that value. The total is order price plus delivery price plus price for the thickness of the pizza. So yeah, that's what you've got, man. So that's what you got. So yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. So you can take your order price, delivery price for things for the pizza, combine them, and then you get stuff, man. Get input ID, display total, inner each step of the output function, calculate P price, number of pizzas, type pizza. So a variable order price, number of pizzas times 10 equals charge equals 0. if type pizza equals sushi equal operator supreme extra charge number of pieces times 2. Else if type pizza exactly equals cheese extra charge equals number of pieces times 10. Also if type pizza exactly equals pepperoni extra charge number of pizzas times 15. Order price extra charge. So what this plus and equal sign does is the equal sign, like I said before, retains the original value, but the additional sign adds on to the value, returns order price. Calculate delivery price, order price, delivery price, birthday. We need a variable and its name called delivery price equals 0. So what this one does, first a variable so that you'll be able to refer to it when you do an if else statement or function. So I got a comment there. If delivery equals any town, and then you got double ampersands with the AND operator, order price is greater than 10, birthday equals yes, or the two lines is or birthday equals yes, strictly equal operator yes, delivery price 0, else delivery price 5, return delivery price. Function calculate thickness price equals 0. So you got function calculate thickness. If thickness strict operator equal operator stick, thickness price equals 20. Else if thickness strict equal operator thin, thickness price 10, return thickness price. So the reason why we're returning them is because you need to return like the prices of the if else statements. You need to turn the final result for like an if else statement. So we got return thickness price, return delivery price. The reason, and also we'll be able to calculate our final price, the one that I'll show you now. We do return thickness price, return delivery price, return order price. I'm saying order return so many times, but you get the gist, man. So that's what we're doing actually. So the reason why is because we need like have this, So, and to make sure that I avoid reusing the same variable name, which is calculate thickness, I added another one called price for thickness of the pizza to not confuse myself. So as you see here, I know it says like return thickness price, but I made it in such a way that price for the thickness of the pizza equal to calculate thickness. So your total is pretty much equals to order price plus delivery price plus price for the thickness of the pizza. I got my body, font family, H1 text align center, which is pretty much like my Xabendlini's JavaScript pizzeria. Then order form, background color, white, order PX, solid yellow, order radius, P4PX padding, 8PX margin, 8PX black shadow, 10PX, 10PX, PX, okay. And then a gray. Another name for the gray is hashtag 88888. So that's what it's equal to, and then yeah. This is pretty much everything that we're doing. It's all the coding that we need to actually prompts up our stuff. So Xabendlini's JavaScript pizzeria says, how many pieces do you want? So So I want like, let's say for example, I order like 2. And here it's got pepperoni, Beverly Hills, your birthday, yes. Then, so $60, $60, man. If it's cheese, it's gonna be 50. Thick, 60. So as you can see, I got 2, so it's a free delivery. If it's more than 10, if it's known, my birthday is known, delivery price is like that, 5. As you can see here, if it's more than 3, there's an extra cost. As you can see, there's an extra charge if it's like more than 3, about $20. So yeah, it's like a manual any town. So if I say any town, I get a free delivery, $80. But if I say Sacramento, delivery cost, same thing there. Then if I say thin, $8.75. So as you can see how all the if-else statements that I've got here are working hand in hand with one another. So that's what they're working hand in hand with one another. In 15, and yeah. Thick, pepperoni, 100. As you can see here, pepperoni immediately converts the pizza into the supreme pizza, which has an extra cost. As you can see here, if it's like pepperoni cheese, it's around $25. Pepperoni, 400. So as you can see here, the if-else statements are working hand in hand with one another. So let me check the elements here. So as you can see, my CSS is working. The stuff that you see here, every time select, you can see the CSS. And if you look at like my Java, there's different stuff that I'm selecting. Obviously, the coding that I have in my XML gets displayed, as you can see here. Console. I've got my console network. I haven't throttled my network. I haven't disabled my cache. My network should be recorded, so it's recording the cache for like my network. And then yeah, thank you for your order. Your delivery cost is like $5. The tool cost is like 405. So basically, my if-else statement is working. If-else statement is working like a charm. So that's great news, man. The way that should. Beautiful, man. Always like a type of charm. Yeah. CSS, my HTML. And then the operations. You don't see that the code for my JavaScript, because on my web page, all my JavaScript is doing is it's pretty much adding functionality to my code. So we pretty much got a full stack relationship where on my front end, my HTML is responsible for everything, for the way my front end looks with my web page, and the JavaScript is responsible for like my back end, the functionality on my back end. That's what it's responsible for. Yeah. Then my CSS, what that's responsible for is to actually, enhance pretty much the ergonomics or the aesthetics of my front end, which is my HTML. So that's what CSS is for. So CSS is to beautify my front end, which is HTML, JavaScript add functionality via my back end to my front end, just the HTML. So you got a full stack. So they pretty much work hand in hand with one another. Thank you very much for paying attention and for being with me in the course like that I was working on. Until next time, take care of this page. So